say. Hi, this is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. Welcome to Red Color. I'm going to do a 3-card reading for Scorpio for the eclipse for the week of November 29th through including the eclipse about December 6th. Keep in mind, I haven't said this to the other signs, but keep in mind that this eclipse energy, it could last longer. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. Additionally, I am offering 30-minute readings for $30 for the foreseeable future. And I have an Instagram feed. It's Red Color. It is my art feed. It's very pretty. Scarves and paintings and flowers and pretty, color. And if you'd like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. I'm kind of doing this reading for myself as well, simultaneously. Scorpio. All right. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Well, we should be in for a very interesting week, to say the least. 1, 2, 3. I feel like biting my nails and spitting them out at the camera. Okay. Well, this is not at all what I was expecting. It's interesting. I just had a similar, in a way, similar. And I really shuffled. Okay, you get the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Tower. So the Tower is 16, which is a 7. Okay. No, 15, 16, which is a 7. Okay. 10s are really about complete. It's really weird because it's like this, all cards have their positive and negative. They do. And sometimes the iconography can be, can trick you, right? So this does not look very, looks a little ominous, doesn't it? Scorpio. We're like and this one looks all full of luxury and, so, and, but they all have a lot of meanings. And then you have the Tower, which is also like, so let me start with the Tower, even though it's the last card. I'm going to start. So the Tower is all about this unforeseen, coming out of nowhere, sort of huge disruption. It's a huge disruption. And, it's like 9/11. It's like out of nowhere. It's like, where do I stand? But, we're Scorpio, so it's like, whatever. We're going to transform again. And then you have 2 10s. So this one, sometimes I read it as death of the ego, right? Because it's like there's a way of thinking and a way of seeing things, really a way of thinking more than anything, that November and there are like fruit flies. It's insane. It's like 60 degrees here. It's like a way of thinking that's just dead and done and over. Right? Way of thinking, dead, done, over. It won't work. And then this one is actually, this is kind of like, all this wealth and all this. It's also about family. It's about legacy more than family. So it could be the legacy of your family, of your tribe, of your whoever you identify with. It could also, be like family money. But a lot of times you get this card and it's like, well, there's plenty of money to be had. You know what, with 2 10s and the Tower, it's like, I don't know what it is, because it could relate to security, could relate to thinking, could relate to messages. Whatever it is, it's done. I mean, I have no idea really what's coming down the pike, but whatever it is, it's done. It's also, it's eclipse. And, I don't know about you, but I'm a bit of a dramatic Scorpio. I just am. I accept myself as such. I look in the mirror with a turban and a long cigarette holder where I put on one of those mustaches that I do that with. I know I'm making light of it because it's like, well, this is what's in front of us. Also, honestly, the tower comes when it's supposed to come. The tower comes when it's almost like, it's so much bigger than us. It almost comes exactly when it's supposed to come, because it's like, well, if it weren't destroyed from the outside, it's like I wouldn't have done anything about it. And, after the tower, like the story continues. The story does continue. And sometimes, the rug needs to be pulled out from under you in order to say, oh, okay. And, we're good at endings. We're good at them. We're good at them. So it's like, I guess it's sort of like, be prepared. I mean, I don't really know what this means, honestly. Sort of truth. Victory after tears. It's interesting too. And this doesn't show up in the deck. I think this may be one other card aside from these. See these little things that are coming down and out. Right? That's a yud. A yud is the smallest letter physically in the Hebrew alphabet. It's also one of the holiest letters in the Hebrew alphabet, and its significance is a 10, right? A 10 is a 1, is a new beginning, right? 1 is like the first number, and it's also unity. The yud, the other interpretation, well, also yud, Hebrew doesn't have any vowels. So a yud also pertains to yad, which is hand. So it's almost as if, the hand, it's like the hand of God, right? Whenever I see any of the, I put the card back already. Whenever I see any of the aces, it's this weird hand coming out of like the sky and giving you something. So I always feel like, it's this burst of inspiration. It's coming from the ether. It's like, it's kind of beyond, it's like this hand of spirit, right? It's like the hand of spirit. Maybe it's time to sit, like do a heavy duty meditation over the eclipse. And it's like really, really, really go into that place of saying to your higher self, saying to spirit, saying to your guide, to the angels, it's like, this way of thinking does not serve me. I am interested in security, prosperity, abundance. And this old way of doing things and seeing the world, and this fake tower that I built that was based in my ego or based in things that in thoughts, it was a house of cards in a way, because, needs to like completely allow it to fall apart and allow a new way of thinking, the truth to come through, right? The truth to come through. So, it doesn't have to be this, yeah, here I am going into denial. It doesn't, but it's true. It's true. Sometimes, when like a piece of you, for me, I know sometimes when I have to let go of a way of thinking or a way of being, because I feel so deeply and because I'm a little dramatic. And even though, like, let's say I'm giving up some habit that I know is bad for me, right? It's as if my arm has been chopped off. That's the way it feels. That's the way it feels, or just becoming aware of a certain behavior, a certain way of thinking, or certain memories, right? Because sometimes, because we dig, that's what we do. So, as you're like becoming aware of something, and then you start to see examples in your mind, and you feel like, death. It's painful. It can be very painful. So I think it's really, I think there's going to be some enormous clarity coming through, an enormous opportunity to start anew. Oh, the thing that I wanted to say about the Yud as well, you can see them here. So the Hebrew alphabet, if you look at it, it's written in Hebrew, it's based on flame. It's based on the configuration of fire, which is the energy of creation, right? One of the energies of creation. So these little flames that are falling, and that are falling also in the card that I can't find, in the Ace of Swords, is a seed. It's a seed, it's a flame, it's a spark, right? It's a spark. So as this happens, these new sparks are put down in order to grow something new. Because it's like they're divine sparks, like what do they call it? A brainstorm, like a spark, like a light bulb. It's like that. So, it's not, the story continues after the tower. It's kind of the middle of the deck. Sometimes, you build something and you put effort into it, this and that, and then it's the Tower of Babel. It collapses, but things change and move on. I mean, look, in these past few months, I'm sure there's plenty of that that's been going on. And it also feels like, because of, we're really coming into Aquarius. We're really coming into, so maybe there's this part of us, this piece of us, or this darkness in us that we need to see, that needs to be brought into the light to get ready for the new world, to get ready for the new way. You can handle it. I can handle it. You die, you're dead for a while, the ashes reform, the phoenix arises. It's really like, how many times have we done down this road? How many sad poems you want me to write? That's really what I have to say. Part of me is like, whatever. That's really where I'm at. So I'm hoping to give you hope to be there too. We've been here before. It dies, something new is born, right? Cycle. It's all right. If you want a one-on-one, I'm available. All below. Blessings. Be the fierce Scorpio you are. That's all you need to know.